So what is ALS? Well, in order for us to move, speak, swallow, and even breathe, we need our muscles. And in order for our muscles to do their job, we need our brain to be able to signal them to do so. This means there has to be a connection between the two, and in our bodies, these connections are living wires called motor neurons. And in ALS, we lose those motor neurons, which means the brain can no longer signal the muscles to do their job. And unlike our skin, for example, where if you have a wound, those skin cells can replicate and heal the wound, we only have one copy of those motor neurons throughout the duration of our lifetime. And when the brain can no longer signal those muscles to do their job, this is what leads to the progressive paralysis that's experienced in ALS. And eventually, when the motor neurons are lost that allow us to breathe, this is what makes it a terminal disease. Buck a Puck for ALS is really one of the coolest new initiatives that's out there. It is going to have tremendous impact, and it's on us to make sure that the donations that come in are going to be stewarded to the best and most effective research that's out there to be able to move the needle for this disease. But if I had to narrow it down into one thing, I think that it's in 2024, we finally know that ALS is treatable. And that's a huge deal because before that, we'd had so many failed clinical trials, we'd had so many treatments that had marginal or no effect, that ultimately we weren't sure if you could actually have a significant effect on people's lives by giving treatments. And now we have a therapy that is targeting the right thing that is going wrong in the motor neurons for a subset of people who have a genetic form of the disease. It's only about 2% of those who have ALS, but it is having a significant effect and has led to what's going on right now, which I don't use this word lightly, a revolutionary clinical trial where we're actually treating people before the symptoms begin with this particular therapy to be able to see if you can actually delay the onset of symptoms or maybe even prevent the symptoms from ever coming. And what this tells us is that for the remaining 98% of people with the disease, if we find that right target and we treat it early enough, we can have a substantial effect on ALS, and that's huge. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing to contribute to this. And please keep doing it because we're going to take those dollars, we're going to make them as effective as possible. And together, we're going to reach a world free of ALS.